Got the Bible closed by my side, praying I'll make it through the night. All these shadows are haunting my mind, but I laugh and I try to act fine. Send me kids to cover these ghosts. I'm playing games with the things I fear most. For the views and a prayer late at night, thank the Lord I make it out all right. Thank the Lord I make it out all right. Here we go. For the show. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for.
Hello and good morning. So I gave you a little, I've been working on some stuff over the weekend. And so that I figured I would just give you a little bit of a snippet. You know, we didn't have a video for the 20s. We didn't have a video for the 20s. We had an amazing video for the 10s and for the 2s. You know, for $2 you can get Maria, the amazing, you know, scrutinizing, cynical face of Maria for $2. But we didn't have a wonderful video. We had a fun video for the 5s, got a fun video for the 10s. I'm working on a new 51. I think that you're really going to like. But we did not have a fun video for the 20s. And so that is your little snippet. Anytime you're feeling the salivation, anytime you're just wanting a little glimpse of hope into what could be a beautiful and bright and successful and satisfactory future, you get the double-decker hamburger with the cheese and the lettuce and the brioche bun and the bacon and all the glorious goodness. So I just thought I'd give that to you. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you slept well. We have quite the crowd this morning already. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to tell you about the project that I'm working on today. But let's just say hi to everybody. We have DL here with everything but the kitchen sink. He does not disappoint, except for that one time, and then I won't let it go. And so that's why he's always here. If you unlock the memberships, you get access to all this cool stuff, and you'll see there's the like a fool emote that I have added to our little group of fun little, you know, emotes that you can have access to. Retro Collective, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And Maria is here. Ugh, Maria, I've seen this name way too much this weekend. Way too much. Good. Glad that you're here. Spider Unlimited saying good morning. We've got the Fantastic Sarcastic letting us know that he will be out of commission for probably the rest of the month. He's probably slowly dying because he's a man and he's sick. So we hope you feel better. And I'm sure the whole world around you feels better too. Wants you to feel better too. No, for real though, but Nagranol, or not Nagranol, it's fantastic. I hope you do feel better. Nagranol says good morning and hello. Joker's voice saying hello and good morning, kiddies. Andrew Wordna. Hi, tap the like. Yes, please hit the like button. Maria's out here dancing for some reason. Icanalist, good morning. The DL says that song is stuck in my head like a fool, like a fool. Which one? Oh, the ghost give me kicks to cover these ghosts. I'm playing games with the things I hate most. I think that's how it goes. With a prayer and a something. Mando Unchained says, I love this intro. Which one? The whole thing? Hello, Rogie. Good morning. Good morning. Let's have a good week. I'm going to be responding back to your email today, by the way. Stephen Brown, good morning. Hi. What a burger. I know. Nice hat. Yes. Well, you know, it is still technically spooky season and I don't have costumes I mean, anything could be a costume. I mean, my gender can be a costume. So I just decided to wear my Grinch hat, and it's so fun because it's interactive. Look at that. I can go from dirty to dapper like the capable gentleman. Here we go. Now I'm fancy and I can pick up HBO. So, oh gee, hello, it's Larry Knight saying tab at the time. It is time for the dream stream. It's the brush hour, the morning jam you like to find yourself in. Real Steven TV says, good morning. Now I want a cheeseburger. Exactly. Your hopes and dreams can come true today. Good Lord, that hat really makes your eyes pop. I know, like my eyes, not to sound, but my eyes look really nice tonight or today, and that's surprising because I had a rough time waking up this morning. It was, yeah, we'll get there, we'll get there. What are we doing today? Like a fool, Mars Monkey Max. Also, everyone gets a free Grinch hat for memberships. I mean, that's not true. I mean, if you want to talk to here, just trying to shorten it up. I'm not sure what to go with. Mars Monkey Max. We'll go with Mars. Talk to Mars if you want a Grinch hat. The burger sounds great, minus the lettuce. Slap all that artery clogging meat and cheese there. I mean, you take off the cheese and you slap some more onion and pickle, and I'm your girl. For sure, for sure. Did I get everybody? Beach Dad, hello. The Grinch is my little girl's favorite. Hobby Lobby has a whole Grinch here. I got this at Universal. I am a sucker for fuzzy hats. I don't know why. I'm not the biggest fan of wearing hats. I do wear them now that I live in Florida all the time because sunglasses, I don't do well with wearing sunglasses. They make my face break out. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm cursed or something like that. Not that I've ever really liked sunglasses anyway. I like to be able to see the world without obscurity. Okay. Look, I'm an artist. I like to look at pretty things. I like to see colors and all of the gloriousness, right? So when you wear sunglasses, you got to take them off constantly so that you can see clearly. That's just how I am anyway. I hate wearing sunglasses, but it's kind of a necessity when you live in the Sunshine State. But then it makes my skin irritated. It doesn't matter what kind of glasses. It doesn't matter. I don't even wear my glasses properly. Okay, I don't even wear them. They don't touch my skin. They do rest on my nose. They have to. I don't even wear them behind my ear. I wear them up top here. I hate when they're around my head or around my ears. I don't know. I need to find an alternative to sunglasses, the way that they're shaped, because they don't work for my face anyway. And I will say, I'm not actually a huge Grinch person, but I love this hat. I am a sucker for fuzzy hats. I am. There's another one over at Disney that is what's the blue furry dude from Monsters Inc.? What's his name? Don, what's his face? Does his voice or whatever. John Goodman. Does his voice, but I forget what his name is. Anyway, they have a hat where it's fuzzy and it's blue and purple speckle spots, and then it has his little horns on it. And I really want that. And I wanted it for about a year, but it's like part of my mind is like, I don't care about Monsters Inc. Sully, was that his name? Sully, thank you. Okay. I don't care about that movie. It's a fun movie. I didn't grow up with it. It's not my movie. I don't care about Monsters Inc. I don't care if I ever never see it again. I love that hat. I should get that hat. I swear, if they made a fuzzy Jar Jar Binks hat, you would never see me take it off. But wouldn't really make any sense because he's not fuzzy. You didn't sleep good. You had goofy dreams. I'm sorry to hear that. I did too, but I don't remember what they were. I'm not, if they made a fuzzy tinfoil hat, then I would wear them. I know, Mando, I have these ones, I used to guys see me wear them on stream from time to time, the blue light blockers, and I have to make myself wear them. Oh, no. Let me go through here. What, no trees on a hamburger? What are you, un-American? Trees? What, you mean like broccoli? Do people do that? Do people eat broccoli on their... A2, good morning. Looking lovely as always. For the Grinch for her Christmas sale. Oh, of course. Note to self, Tabitha's Christmas present consists of fuzzy hats. I do. I love fuzzy hats. I'm not the biggest fan of the other ones. I don't know what it is. It's not like it's a texture thing because I don't like reach up and touch the hat all the time, but I will wear me a fuzzy hat. I think they look better on me than regular hats, TBH. I don't know what it is. We can all say that I'm strange, weird, and a little bit bizarre. And I'm okay with that. So, speaking of spooky season, Mm. Well, so trying to figure out how to do this discreetly. So might as well get to it. I'm just gonna like ignite my Germanness. I appreciate all of your guys. Like some of you have been praying for me, praying for my family. Some of you know some of the intricacies of my life. Many of you don't. And we prefer it that way. And I don't want to get too much into my personal life because the internet is forever and not everybody needs to know my business. But I have been absent on the channel dealing with some family stuff. That family stuff has now been dealt with. um, we had a beloved member of the family pass away on Saturday, so that's why my schedule has been really weird. And you would see me from time to time, and then you wouldn't, and everything like that. And so it was a rough weekend, but at the same time, God is good and God provides. God meets us where we're at, and he has given grace through the experience. Not to say that it's not rough, not to say that I don't have my moments where I fall apart, you know. And that's kind of my coping mechanism. If it doesn't seem like I'm sad or whatever like that, it's one of those things where I'm half German. You hear me talk about that all the time. we do. We kind of just mask our sorrow with dark humor. Not all the time. So if I use darker humor or something like that, or I'm sarcastic all the time, it's not because I'm masking my sadness. When you get to know me, you'll figure out the two different forms of Tabitha. I appreciate all the love. I really do. So at the same time, it was like part of me was like, should I say anything? Because again, personal life is personal life. It's different from the internet. Do you want to share with people? And even though I have met a lot of you in person, a lot of you are still strangers to me. But I wanted to not really focus so much on the passing as I wanted to encourage people. It's like you take this moment, and the passing was peaceful. The passing was very peaceful. And this person knew exactly where their soul was going afterwards. They knew there was no regrets. So it was just one of those things where it makes you reflect, of course. And I just want to encourage everybody. Like if I wouldn't have had Jesus in my life, I would have fallen apart because this person meant a lot to me, was an integral part of my life. And so knowing that it's all good, like that was literally what the person would say all the time. Like I would cry and we're hugging and stuff like that. And this person would be like, no, it's all good. It's going to be okay. It's all good. And it is. It's hard. It is hard. I remind myself that I'm not special, though. This scenario doesn't happen to just me. Many people have been in this place. So I'm not going to sit around and have a pity party. No matter how much sometimes I do. But I'm not going to sit around and have a pity party. And I'm not going to sit around and grieve all the time. It's going to happen. I'm going to feel all of my feelings, of course, because you don't want to suppress, because that's not healthy either. But my message more is just I want to, it's kind of like a twofold thing where it's like live with no regrets. I was able to tell this person all of my thoughts and my feelings. I was able to share my dreams, projects that I'm working on that I've kept secret for years. And this person's like, do it. This sounds good. You know, like I was able to express all of my love to this person before passing. And I don't know if I can really emphasize properly, guys, the peace that comes from knowing you have no regrets. You did everything you needed to do. You said everything that you needed to say. And knowing that this person is no longer with us, you know, and you can get into the whole thing, oh, they're always with us in spirit, all this crap and whatever. I mean, whatever gets you through the day, that kind of stuff doesn't get me through the day. Okay. That stuff doesn't work for me. You know, oh, they're in your heart forever. That stuff doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. It's like, that's not how it works. It doesn't work for me. I'm a little bit more of a realist when it comes to that. Yes, I have my memories and everything like that, but you know, and I appreciate the people that have been trying to comfort me with that. Oh, this person's like, you know, should always be in your spirit, or they're always in your heart. And you know, when you look around the world and you see butterflies, you'll think of this. That doesn't work on me. It doesn't work for me. I'm like, okay, this person's dead. They're not lingering out here. And thank God, because this person didn't get enough sleep during their lifetime. So it's about time this person finally got the rest that they needed. And, you know, it's again, just jokes and humor, but it's true. But it's like, this person also lived a really full life and did, I think, most everything that they wanted to do. And that just, again, I know it's cliche, but it's like do the things that you want to do. Don't wait around for the perfect time because there is no perfect time. And that person that means something special to you, tell them. I know it's gonna be weird, trust me, I've done it. I do it a lot of times. I will tell people. I have a really weird way of expressing my fondness for people. I give the most awkward kind of compliments. Um, but number 1, people just well, they don't forget you, but they want sincerity. People appreciate it. And I mean, when you see somebody I've done that. Like, I remember being at Walmart one time and the cashier lady, they go through a lot. I'm not saying that people at Walmart are perfect, but they do go through a lot. They do see a lot of the riffraff. And I just told her, I was like, "You are just such a beautiful woman." As I was leaving, because I don't want to bother them. That's the problem. We're always worried about bothering people, right? But we should bother the world with a little more kindness. And I I just made sure I told her, like, "You are such a lovely looking lady." And most of the time, people are so startled. Like, they're kinda confused when you tell them that. And, it's kinda like the story you've probably heard me say it before, but, like, when I met Gina Carano and I got the opportunity to work with her a couple of times, and I gave her a compliment, and I told her, I was like, "You know," I said, "When my mom and I were watching you during The Mandalorian, I was just like," my mom looked at we had a thing for legs, like, we just noticed when people have really great legs, and Gina does, and I told her, I was like we were like, "Man, you got the legs of a horse." And she was like, "Okay." I'm like, "It's a compliment." I'm like, "Horses are really strong, they have really great legs," and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." It took her a little while, but she was like, "Yeah, that's good." So now it's kind of like an inside joke between us with her horse legs. But, see, it builds memories, it's honesty, but, like, take the time. It'll be awkward. Like, even if a person's not sick, and dear God, do it before people are sick. There's a saying that I really love and that it sticks close to home, and it's, "Give people the flowers they deserve while they're still here." And if you need to elaborate on that, it's because most of the time we express ourselves and we share our thoughts, our feelings, and we give people flowers when they have passed. For some reason, we decide to all come out of the woodworks when somebody is no longer around to hear the words. And I think some of that has to do with vulnerability. Like, it would be really difficult to open up because a lot of us don't want to cry in front of strangers or even in front of our family, or we don't want to show that soft side of ourselves of like what we really feel about a person. And so that's what I love that saying, and I try to live my life that way. Give people the flowers they deserve now instead of later when they can't receive them. Life is too short. The Bible even tells us there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee of what's gonna happen in a day. You could literally get life-altering information today for the good or for the bad. And if you don't have Jesus in your life, you will I don't know how I've heard it said all the time, and I agree. I don't know how people live without God in their life. Um, I don't know how you do it. And if you don't have God in your life, think about it. Really consider. Really, really consider what you're missing out on. I'm not gonna try to force you to be like, "Oh, your life will be better." It's not. You know what? Jesus was straightforward. I appreciate that about Jesus. If you look in the New Testament, I don't have the reference, but it's in several places in the Gospels. And he basically, if I'm gonna use the new translation, the Tabitha translation, and he looked at the disciples and he's like, "Your life is going to suck. Your life is going to be very difficult and very hard. But But I can lead you into righteousness. I can give you a life worth living. I can give you peace that passes understanding. I can give you joy unspeakable and full of glory. I can give you the promise that your life hereafter is going to be 1,000 times better than what you've ever going to experience in this life." He's like, and I appreciate that, the straightforwardness. He's like, "Your life is going to be hard and you are going to suffer because we live in a broken world." I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how Jesus said it. "You will suffer." But but the peace I leave, I give unto you. It's what he told his disciples. And so just take heart in that. Take heart in that. Watching a loved one slowly become deceased, and then watching them as best as they can try to sing songs about Jesus while they're just trying to fall asleep is one of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see. It's so reassuring. So reassuring. So reassuring. And I just want to encourage you to that. Give people their flowers now. Tell the people in your life what they mean. And, don't be weird about it. I mean, it's going to be weird, but don't just walk up to your boss today and be like, June, I just have to, because you got to be careful at the workspace, June, I just think the world of you and blah, blah, blah. Cause you don't want HR coming after you. So be careful. Use some discretion. Okay. Use some discretion. But, I appreciate the love in the chat. If you don't mind, because it's still fresh. It's still fresh. I'm not going to necessarily read everything that everybody said, but I do see where everybody's saying, sorry for you, all that kind of stuff. Because I don't want to, I don't want to dwell on the sadness. That will come and go. I'm not suppressing stuff. It's just I don't need to focus on it. But I see that you guys. I do see my father goes in for major heart surgery today. Oh, prayers for JB Spooky's Reviews father. But we haven't spoken in 3 years or so. He cut me off after I fused. Yeah. And I'm not saying that, it's going to be easy. And you follow if you're for Christ follower, or if you're looking for wisdom, follow, that whole mantra of what would Jesus do in this situation. The Bible does tell us to, and this JB, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just spitting off the top of my head here. It's just the Bible does tell us to honor our father and our mother. It's the first commandment that comes with a promise in the Bible that it may be well with thee and thou mayest live long on the earth. And it's this fine balance between living compassionately, living righteously, living with love, and then also not being a doormat, because Jesus didn't tell us to be doormats either. But if your dad knows you're there, I don't know, if you decided to reach out and be like, Dad, I'm praying for you. I love you. Or whatever you're able to say, because you don't want to lie. It can be hard to love parents sometimes. I've met plenty of people who have no reason to love their parent, but the Bible does say, it's interesting that Jesus doesn't command us to love our parents. Jesus commands us to honor our parents. And so I love how God thinks of everything, because he knows there are going to be some kids out there that are going to have a hard time loving their parents. But he's like, okay, I got you. He's like, still be good to your parents, because I gave them that authority. I gave them that position over you. But he's not going to force you to have a connection with them. But at the same time, he's like, honor them. And, so we can find little ways where it's even when parents, the Bible talks about when my father and mother forsake you, I will be the father to you. God's got all the bases covered. This is what I'm saying. People who don't live with Jesus, what are they doing? Well, that's better than Congress sending thoughts and prayers. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah. They don't work. Yeah, don't accept the poison ivy. But I appreciate all of you. Stephen Brown from member message, you're truly a beautiful lady. God bless. I try, I put my under eye patches on this morning. And so, I always get your name I always have to do a walkthrough when I do your name, because Young Frankenstein has ruined me, right? Because it's his name in the movie is, oh no, I'm not. Is Igor, right? It's Igor, but I believe your name is pronounced Igor. I can't get we need to have the art party soon, and we've got to get Miss well, she goes by Faye Black, Kara Brown. We got to get Kara on here. Thoughts and prayers with her too. In this journey that she's going on too. I forget if I've told you about my grandma. No matter how much time passes, you always love them and feel sad that you can't talk to them anymore. But there's joy in knowing 100%. And that's another reason why we love Jesus, because it's Jesus was he kind of was, and he didn't even go to college. It actually means to honor your ancestors through good deeds and not being selfish. Well, but Jesus didn't focus on the past. He was talking about from the present. Like, you need to honor your parents, you know. I would think that also does talk maybe about their legacy. Like, once they pass on, don't besmirch their legacy. Like, it's a continuation. Always honor your parents. But I don't know that that's exactly about your ancestors. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, exactly. But I always get confused because it's kind of like Kara and Kara, you know, Carolyn. I always have to remember it's not Cara Dune, it's Carolyn. So I was like, is it Caro? Is it Caro? She's told me. But you know, when it's MegaCon and stuff like that, you kind of get confused in the kerfuffle and you're like, oh, darn, I know who she is. I know what her name is. How do I pronounce it? She will. She's a tough gal. We've been in talks. I didn't know she could draw. So I told her she needs to be on the art party. Well, yeah, it is about your own deeds. Of course, you can't change the deeds of your parents or whatever like that, but it is about honoring your parents through your deeds. I guess that's maybe where we were both talking about. Um, yeah, that's rough, Larry. I get it. I feel it. I feel it. You know, but being there is the important part. Now that we've got all the gushy stuff out of the way, it's time for artwork. It's time for the brush shower. You might be wondering yourself, why in the world is Epic Mike in the title of this video? Well, it will be a video. Right now, it's just a live stream. But the other day, Sunday, yeah, Sunday. That's what no, Saturday? Saturday, that's what it was. I get my days confused. It's been a long weekend. He was streaming the Outlast trials, the first one, and I was sitting in bed thinking my thoughts. I love Epic Mike. I tell him he's on my favorite all the time. I said what I needed to say to Mike. And he was playing this game, and he was trying to figure out what kind of difficulty level to play the Outlast trials on. And he's like, I'm just going to do normal. Everybody's telling him how horrible this game is, how spooky and scary, and that he's not going to make it. And it's absolutely hilarious, of course. So then there was this one person in the chat that was like, only a loser would play horror games on normal, right? And so then Mike's like, fine, you know, getting all riled. And he's like, you know what? It's fine. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. And so then he turned it on to nightmare mode. And he had to put on a onesie too. I think if somebody sent him $50, he has to wear a onesie or something like that. So he put on a costume, a onesie, and he's sitting there and he's like, I'm a man. So that just kind of inspired the next little comic strip. I'm taking a little bit of a break. I'll get back to it later, but taking a break from some of the commission work because I had to reset. And I'm going to get back to it today. And so how I have it drawn out so far, what was a onesie with a blanket? No, he was dressed as a shark. He had to put on a onesie shark. Yeah, Epic Mike is hilarious. Hey, Chaz, I see you. He did. He screamed a lot, and I love that somebody in the chat said he screamed like a grandma. But anyway, so I've got this up here. Here's our super chat drawn out. I might just get rid of the stuff here. Let's see. Hang on. Am I on the? I might get rid of this and just put. Well, it would help if I. Hang on. Can we see this? There it is. Oh my gosh, what is happening with the iPad today? What is happening? Hang on a second. All right, 1 second. I'm not sure what's happening here. Where are you at? Okay, let's get rid of this. Do that. Is my hang on, I gotta check to see. I think my pencil maybe is not. It should be charged. I charged it before I came on here. Not connected. Okay, no problem. We will fix it. We will take the. No wonder it's not working. Okay. Okay, so then there's that, Apple connects. Yes, close. Apple Pencil connected. Thank you. Have a nice day, sir. Have a good time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's bring it back on. Bring it back on. All right, so we're walking through. I think I might get rid of this person. I just thought it was kind of funny. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Obviously we all know that Tabitha doesn't promote profanity, but sometimes it's kind of funny when you just put the little symbols there. But anyway, so he got this, yeah, and I just decided to turn it into a super chat. So this is again where it goes into reinterpreting the story just to add an embellishment to it, make it seem kind of funny, all this kind of stuff. So you'll notice, the name. You'll notice the name of the person, and I just decided to make it Canadian money. No offense, Maria. Just because it was like $4.99. And I'm like, only a loser play. I might just change it to loser just so that way it flows better. You have to practice these different things. Horror game on normal. So then I'm gonna do Mike in a closet. I don't know what Mike's studio is, but I'm gonna play off of the whole gamer stereotype of gamers are losers that are in their mother's basement kind of thing. I 100% know Mike is not that person, but I think it would be really funny and cute. That's the other thing. Got to keep it cute. Where I'm just gonna, make his little chibi version, and I'm gonna put him in a closet, and I might have some cake on the floor, like cake crumbs and stuff like that. And you can see where it's like, you know what? I'm not scared. And then I move over, and I'm gonna make the screen of the computer where he's switching it over to nightmare mode, and then I'm gonna really, really intensify it. And I have decided to, I'm a man. I have decided to switch his outfit from the shark to the Snorlax onesie because he has are you shadow banned by YouTube? I don't think so, Freddie. Oh, are you Canadian? Jamie Spooky Reviews. No offense. I've got several Canadian friends. We harp on each other all the time. But yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of that thing where it's like, oh, it was just a Canadian, super chat. It's almost as worthless as a Brazilian, super chat. No, it's just more to add to the funniness of, I hope that's okay. But yeah, there you go. Exactly. Diabetes. I just kind of thought that would be funny too if Diabetes was from Canada and sent him a super sticker to insult him. I don't know. I just thought that would be kind of funny. And so, like I said, I'm changing the onesie from Shark to Snorlax because he looks cuter in the Snorlax one. And I just think it would be funnier. I think it would also read better because with the Shark one, it's just basically a cowl with teeth on it. Whereas with the Snorlax one, it has the ears. And so it adds more to the silhouette of the character. This is something that people need to consider when they're drawing their characters. Do they stand out? What makes them more unique? Or do they just kind of blend into the, you have a Snorlax onesie. I mean, why not? Why not? I need to get a Snorlax hat, but I want it to be fuzzy. I've got my Snorlax back here that I was gifted, and I've got my Pikachu hat on top of him. I have to wear my Pikachu hat. I love that Snorlax so much. Yeah, there is cake. It's time for Epic Mike to come out of the closet. You guys are so funny. See, I don't disagree. Slowly our money doesn't either. But make the shark onesie. Now I'm gonna keep it with the Snorlax. I think that in my mind's eye, what I'm seeing, because the shark's onesie is also gray. I want it to be blue so it stands out. And so I just think it would look better as the Snorlax. The hardest part is trying to translate Mike's hair in a onesie. I mean, it's like, how do you going to know it's Epic Mike if it's not? Danky has done a really great job with his art style of Mike in the onesie. 1-800-Danky if you don't know here on YouTube. And but he makes it where like Mike's hair is like busting out because he does very strong parodies and whatnot. Here we go. But wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to have it. I want it to be a parody and funny, but that's not my style of humor where, that kind of, so thank you. Have a great day. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll mail you a onesie. I don't want a onesie. I want a hat. I need to see if there's one on Amazon or something like that. Yeah, his hairs cover up pretty well in the onesies. Yeah, Danky captures everyone's best side, 100%. I hope he never captures my side. I hope he never captures my side, dear God. My eyelashes will be like 1,000,000 miles long, and who knows? It's very interesting when it comes to caricature artists, what it is that they see. Like, because Danky's been on the art party several times. And when he had to draw himself, his younger self, so fascinating. So fascinating. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see here. Got that. I don't know. I just feel like there's an awkward
with
moment.
somebody else, and I was like, "Oh, this is the shortcut. It's basically a door, and it goes behind the camera."
I
Wait,
know
Mom.
it does. That's why you're an idiot.
Wait. Just always a reminder. Okay. So let's see if we can kind of figure this guy out over here. Let me get, nope, we'll take this. I'm going to lower the opacity. So I've kind of got my reference, my idea, and I've got some other people's comics up here just to kind of get an idea of like the background, because I don't want to make it too complicated. It's like, okay, what kind of perspective? I've got it pretty good where it's like there's two things that have to do with words, so they're kind of close up. And then there would be this far away shot, and then there's him really close. So I think that will work. Also, Meek Lore, Lurker Tax, Eats Dog, Smoke Detector Chirp, Dad bit us. And he doesn't have any feet. I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm thinking of not adding his feet in the picture. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Danny had a good chuckle at your expense the other day when I told her you said the word piss on a live stream. She does. I know. Like, Danny of all people freaked out when I used that word. And I'm like, Danny, what are you doing? Why are you falling apart? And she's like, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, you swear like a sailor. And you're surprised. I mean, like this word offends you. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm not a huge Pokemon person, despite my little collection. I love stuffed animals. I love cute animals. Ergo. And we all know I like kind of like the weird stuff because we create things. I love the Pokemon. I even have, so you can see I have a Pikachu that dressed up as a Snorlax, and then I dressed my Snorlax as a Pikachu. I've got this big Pikachu my brother gave me that has a sombrero on it that Nomi sent to me. Oh no. Epic Mike is a biblical figure. Psalm 22:26. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. That's right. Epic Mike is going to inherit the earth. So good. Oh my God. I can't pay attention to you guys. I'm never going to draw. Okay. So I've got my green. I want to change the green because it makes a difference. Hang on. Let me get this brightness level up. Then what I like to do is change this. I'll make that a little darker so it hurts less on the eyes. All right. I know I've never drawn Epic Mike before. So here we go. I've long wanted to, but here we go. So I need to, I think something that will help. Excuse me. One second. I'm going to get this. I can always change it around, but I kind of have this feeling like I need to work in kind of a box to give myself an idea of what I want to give him plenty of space to be a man here. But maybe I can bring that down. No. I'm not like the best at drawing comics. You know, this is like a new thing for me, but we're learning. So I don't know how the professions do it, but this kind of I think will help me. I can shift things around as needed and go outside of the box if I need to. You just have to make Meek cute enough to awe at it. Oh, he will. Freddy. I mean, maybe he's not wrong. Oh, Mario World. Okay. Excuse me. Let's get our green. I don't like that color. Here we go. Makes a difference what color we want. So I'm going to look at my reference over here. And maybe, I don't know, do I need to make him sitting up? All right. I hate drawing chibis from the side too. You notice if you ever look at my chibis, they always most of the time their heads are going in the pretty much this direction. Like I don't know what angle per se that is. It's very few times where I draw them straight on. So typically they are, always kind of looking off to the side. So doing a profile is a little bit odd for Tabitha. So we'll see. Here we go. Let's give Mike a try. I guess let's just draw Mike. Michael. Epic Michael. Oh, that's if he's fancy, if he's wearing a tuxedo or something like that. Okay, so we're going to start with a circle like we normally do. And we can shrinkify it, but they usually yeah. I suppose too, when it comes to like the comic book characters and whatnot, the one that's farther away, it really is just meant to give an idea. It doesn't have to be too clean, Did you really? I'll have to take a peek at it. Oh my goodness. All right, Epic Meek. And then I've never seen Mike's ears. So whatever reason in my process, I've noticed this in my process for characters, I have to draw the shape of the head. I have to then draw the cheek, and then I have to then draw the ear. I don't know if it's because it's been that part of my system for so long that if I break that system, I don't know what to do. I was having that problem with one of the commission pieces I had the other day where I skipped doing the ear and just went off and did other things. And my brain kind of twitched because it was like, I say twitched, it glitched. I don't know what to do from here. And I broke my steps. So I guess that's just, so Epic Meek. What kind of ears does Epic Mike have? That's a pretty good ear. He looks like the kind of guy who would have a large ear, right? There we go. Nice big ear. For Mike, just draw a circle. Oh, Mike has curves in all the right places. Come on, guys. I don't know. You don't really draw noses on the chibi, so we'll keep it simple. Mike has nice eyes. What does this guy do? Let's have a look at his eyes. There we go. Because the thing that's going to, hang on, something I need to do, I know that's going to sound weird, but you got to be specific. Black Chibi Fro. Okay. You're not going to believe this, but I type in Black Chibi Fro and toads come up. That's not cool. I feel like Freddie was onto something. All right. It's because it thought I was trying to write frog, but here we go. Oh, these are adorable, man. These are adorable. But this will help me know how to draw that hairstyle. They don't really have it from the side per se, but that's okay. It just gives me a general, okay, she's perfect. She's great. Mike has a very distinct shape. It's not like it's a perfect circle. It's kind of like a cloud. It kind of goes out a little bit and then curves in. So Mike's eyes are dreamy. Mike has nice eyes. He really does. I don't know if this is meant to be a joke or if it's an observation, but it's kind of true. He doesn't have like a circle. It's kind of like a dome, if you will. So, I mean, that's important when you're trying to capture the likeness of somebody. I know it's terrible. But how do I draw that from the side? So we got a good Mike head here. I don't even know what kind of shape Mike's eyebrows are. I did not prepare. Epic on Mike. And let's see what, sure enough, his Batman. That's terrible. His Batman onesie comes up. But there he is. There's Epic Mike. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Now, this is not the best picture of Mike. So his eyebrows are just kind of all over the place. Mike, comb your eyebrows. Somebody get Mike a eyebrow comb. Okay, here we go. And then, well, he's got his eyes open really wide here. Is that, where does his, okay, they're pretty. His eyes are just kind of floofy. And there we go. Something like that. Not today. No kicks today. But hopefully later on I'll be doing spooky games. Mike does not have a unibrow. I'm looking at him plain as day right here. Clear distinction between it. I didn't get to meet Mike at MegaCon. Him, Gary, and Nomi were the ones I missed out on. I had to settle for Tabitha. I know. And look where you're how much better and enriched your life is. Just look at it. I get to laugh at you, fantastic, because I met all of the people you just listed at MegaCon and more. Okay. Let's try to do Mike's hair. This is fascinating. What a fascinating study. So, excuse me. The yes, gonna try to play straight today. I you know what? We're gonna go a little rogue here. I think. I'm gonna attempt to. I think the hair is going to be the hardest part because, again, it's got to be a certain shape to look like our dear friend, Epic Michael. Oh, this is okay. I think I'm getting better at hair. It might be too long, so. We're learning. We're learning. I mean, even if it doesn't turn into a proper Epic Mike, he's adorable so far. He's adorable. Oh, Freddie with the G2Q. Or G2. 14. I don't know exactly what that translates into here, but this community is the best. So shout out Epic Mike. It is, and just because it has the number 1 and 0 in it, followed by, well, with the 4 in there. You know what we're going to do? We're going to treat you to the Mozamboni treatment. Brace yourself. Let's dance like dinosaurs. Thank you, Freddie, for contributing to the dream team over here during the brush hour, your favorite morning jam to be stuck in. Jamie, speaking, I expect this to look exactly 100%. I am going to do my best to live up to your expectations, JB. 100%. 100%. How could I not? Oh my gosh. Okay, so delete that. Get this. I'm going to get rid of the head shape here. Appreciate your generosity, your gift giving. Let's get rid of this line here. He's so cute. It's about $2. Oh, it's about $2. Well, then we played the wrong clip. So they're going to try to take these. You need the Maria treatment. I gave you the Mo treatment. There you go. I gave you the Maria treatment. There you go. There we go. Freddie trying to sneak in here and get the Mozamboni treatment, but instead, he was supposed to get the Maria. I see what you did, Freddie. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Regardless, thank you so much. Hey, JM the Elite fan, good morning. You had to look it up, don't we all? I've never seen the GTQ before. Guatemalan. I don't know how to pronounce this. We in America would say the Quetzal. I don't know how you would say that. All right. I'm in love with this little version of Epic Mike. So what I am thinking is that the character, sometimes I've seen that in comics where like there's smaller versions of the character and it's just cherry picking what is the most important part, skin color, body shape, hair type, things like that. And then when we get to this part, we really make him look more like Mike, right? Just picking on you, Freddie. Just picking on you. So because right now, like this doesn't exactly look like Mike. It's got attributes of Michael, but it doesn't exactly look like Mike. But I think we're headed in the right direction. I love this hair. Let me clean some stuff up just to, okay, that would be his ear. So we could definitely indicate this. So it looks like it, and that'll change when we put the line work in. I feel like we would need to include his nose in some fashion. Sometimes, again, these smaller things they take away, but it needs to read more as Mike. And I will like again, this is I know. Artists can really be looked at like as critical, and nowadays it's like the whole racism crap nonsense. But like it doesn't look exactly like a black man, a black American right here. So trying to make sure that translates as well is important because that's who this person is. We'll give him some, he always looks tired, right? And I'm not good at drawing trees from the side, so this is a really great practice session. I don't think, do I have a picture of Mike from the side here? Who are all these white people? They look scary. Epic Mike. Wow, there's all kinds of versions of Epic Mike here. It's great. Oh man, Epic Mike. Gotta love him. I mean, don't gotta. Okay, so well, okay. One thing I'm forgetting is his facial hair. So let's make this smaller. Mountain Mutt, hello. Given Mike's penchant for collecting taxes, is this drawing some form of rending? Therefore, under Caesar, he is, after all, brutal with the taxation collection. It's a surprise. I'm hoping that if I show this to him, he'll be so enamored and awestruck that he'll exempt me. That's it's bribery. Like times are hard. You got to do what you got to do. Sort of, right? I'm doing okay. I made it past the one section. I made it past the slums. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So Mike's, what are we doing here? I don't like that. Because it's got to read like it's his beard. Moment of silence for the artist. That kind of gives the general idea of meek, doesn't it? Is it too clean? Yes. I'm drawing this for Mike as a tax write-off. That's right. No, that makes him look like he's chewing on something. Trying to be careful. I don't want to pudgify his face. That's not what we're doing here either. Yeah, no, now he's giving homeless vibes. Oops. It's super cute. Exactly. Silence. It's a spitting image. Well, from a caricature point, can it be read as Mike? But we're cleaning up. Again, this is brand new for Tabitha here. Never done anything like this before. Look at us all learning and growing. Do I need to? That would help, maybe. I mean, again, it's Chibi form, so I think that would work. And then we'll get more advanced with I do wonder if like these things, I see these things, his hair. I just meant like the shape. I wasn't talking about his hair. It's terrible. I feel like I have to be overly sensitive. Mike's fine. Mike's not sensitive. I'm not trying to besmirch him. I feel like covering the back of his neck is important here because again, his hair is quite full. So just wonder if that's too big of a grouping there. And then there we go. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, for letting me just spill my shtick and everything like that. You know, like I said, it's been a rough weekend. And I'm gonna have rough days ahead, of course. But I appreciate your guys' support, your listening ear. Just let me be me, being part of the dream stream this Monday morning. You guys are great. And I can't wait to, you know, give more, show you more of the things that I've been working on. And November is going to be a great month for the Dreaming Tabitha crew. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. As the saying goes. It's a Mexican proverb. Here, I think that makes a difference too. Give him a little bit of a curve there. Little baby Meek. Yeah, Mike's a big boy. He can handle it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Roland T. Drawings, hello. I enjoyed listening to you while I work on things. Yeah, you know, that's the creative way, right? A lot of us, we tend to listen to other people while we work. Let me tighten this a little bit. Yeah, Thanksgiving goodies for sure. I'll be baking some more, making some favorite sweet treats. All right, I think we've got. I wonder if I should just. Should I make this like? Should I make this like his hair, where it's like? Let's just give it a try. We can always undo it. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Keep it clean. I do think that there's something wrong over here. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe. There we go. Maybe it needs to be bolder. Yeah. Oh, that works out so good there. Why is Epic Mike being drawn? Because he did a really funny thing Saturday when he was gaming, and I decided to turn it into a little comic strip. He's a real man, so he gets trying to play scary games. He's trying to figure out what setting to play it on. Somebody told him that only a loser would play a horror game on normal, so he's like, I'm gonna show you. I'm not scared. So he turned it on nightmare mode. And then he put on a onesie and said, I'm a man. So that's the joke that we're doing. The real question is, why isn't he being drawn more often? This is true. It's true. This time, Tabitha's going to bake a pie that turns into a cake. Hey, those cookies were good, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You would love them. Love them. I shared them with some folks, and they loved them. They loved them. I think it so I can tell you fantastic, at least I know where I went wrong. As far as with the recipe goes, I didn't have as much butter, so I tried to substitute some of the butter for oil. And then I did end up adding cocoa powder, which did change the formula a little bit. I think it dried it out a little more, which is why it then turned into more of a cake-like, muffin-like consistency rather than a traditional chocolate chip cookie. Plus, I also did not add as much sugar. And when you start baking and with sugar and stuff like that, it chocolate chip cookies are horrible. Like they're my favorite. Okay, they're my favorite cookie. But when you look at the recipe and you break it down, how much sugar goes into that? And so basically it flattens into a very sugary, sticky conglomerate of dough that never fully rises because the glue the basically the sugar's acting as a glue. So because I reduced the amount of sugar, I think it's mainly the sugar, but then also adding some more cocoa powder, it made it drier than what it normally would. And so that's why it kind of rose rather than falling into a gooey substance. So I know, and I know my science. I did it for the science. Okay. I did it for the science, for the healthy science. You live once, eat all the sugar. I think it's more of like you live once, moderate your sugar because there's things I want to do with my life, you know? Okay, I am so happy with this mic. Like he looks upset, and I think it looks like Mike, like a cutesy, like a little baby Mike. Yeah, and then you create your own little recipes. I kind of liked the little muffin cookies that I made. I did. All right, so what I'm going to do is get rid of this. I'm going to duplicate Mike's little baby head, and now I'm going to shrink him a little bit. Have I ever tried monster cookies? No. Is that like the first thing that comes to my mind is that the liquid that you pour into the batter or dough is Monster energy drink. Why are they called that would be interesting. I wonder, I've never made cookies with soda before. This could be the dawn of a new era. Hey, Real Stevie, got the lurking Carl. Guys, okay. I got some exciting news. You made pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Ooh. Yeah, anytime you alter the recipe just a little bit, I'm not saying JB did that, but for me, anytime you alter the recipe a little bit, it's going to, of course, make the consistency a little different. Could be better, could be worse. I like these. It's not my favorite, but I like them. Like they were a little bit more of a scone kind of consistency. Anyway, super excited. I won a raffle. Is that what you call? I don't know. I was selected. There's an artist here on the YouTubes. Let me find her name. Oh, I clicked on the wrong app. I'm so happy with our little Mickey. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. There we go. Shy Fox, Rebecca S. Fox. Let me go to the YouTubes here. So I'll just call her Shy Fox because I don't know her, and I was going to try to see if I could get her on the art channel, but she recently had a baby, so her priorities are everywhere and anywhere. But I'm going to put that over there if you're interested in following her, maybe seeing how she creates her characters and stuff like that. You know, show her some love. Anyway, hey Kelly girl, hi. But anyway, Shy Fox, so she was having not a competition, but a giveaway or whatever the case might be. If you got lucky enough, if you entered, you might get lucky enough to win a free emote of your choice. And she's, from what I understand, I think she's making, I won. I was one of the ones selected, right? So me and this other chick, super excited. And then she was like, well, what would you like to have done? And I'm like, dear God, what do I want? What do I want an emote of? This is a one-time opportunity. And I had never in my life thought I would win anything like this. Not that I couldn't hire somebody to do it for me because I don't know how to make the animated ones because I think she's making it animated. So guys, you have we were talking about like the Lurk and Carl, right? We are going to be having our very own Keffin emote. I told her, I was like, look, so on my channel, which I know I keep saying we're going to bring back the book. We are. As you all know, my life has kind of been in a whirlwind. And I'll be honest with you, it's been this way for 2 years. So now that things are different, hopefully that means that the channel can be more stable. So I appreciate your patience with the book. I want to bring back the book. And if you don't know who Keffin is, you'll just have to find out. But we're getting our very own animated Keffin emote. And I'm so excited to show it to you. She showed me the sketches the other day. She's like, here, this is what I have. Tell me, what do you think? What do you like? And I'm like, I think we need just a little bit more hair up top here to make him look a little more koala-like, because he's a koala weird-toed, for those that don't know. And I can't, oh, he's so cute. And I can't wait to show you. You can also make 7-Up. Oh yeah. Yeah, my mom used to make 7-Up cake all the time. It was the like the 90s, every church function had like a pineapple upside down or a 7-Up cake. 100%. 100%. All right, so we got our Epic Meek. Epic Meek's over here. He's going to be sitting at his desk. So let's get another layer. So, because this was my rough sketch, that blue stuff underneath of it. So now we're making a cleaner sketch before we go to the ink process to see what we need to change, what we need to alter, clean it up a little more before we clean it up altogether. So Epic Meek. Again, I've never really drawn a chibi from the side. He would be kind of slouched over because like we all are when we're, on computer. And so we're just going to do Epic Mike's body here. I know. Epic Meek. I hope he comes to MegaCon. I've only got to meet him once. He's so sweet. You guys don't even know. If you guys just don't even know. Epic Mike, as much trash as he talks and as loud as he is, he's so humble and so sweet. Elementary. See, everybody knows. Everybody knows the 7-Up cakes. All right. So we got our, let's see how, I don't want his hands to be too long. Mike is a great guy. Yeah, he is. All right. Let's see. How do I draw the hands this way? Like, my phone is blowing up. Hang on a second. What is happening? I haven't heard the term swag bucks in forever. Swag bucks? That's crazy. Let me get rid of these notifications. It's bothering me. Aw. Okay. Thank God. All right. Right. We'll never know. It's a possibility, but probably not. Probably not, otherwise you wouldn't really be the fantastic sarcastic. I mean, let's just be real. Yeah, exactly. It was a scammy app. So every now and then I'll get like these little spam things on there. Hey, you've won this, or hey, hit me up. We got to talk about that thing. And it's like, I don't know you. Block, delete, junk folder. All right. So yeah, let's just give him a little. What are these guys? Let's look at our reference again. What are these little gamer dudes doing? Let's get rid of that. I think we could keep this simple because again, like the head, the face, that's meant to be the pulling in part, the part that keeps you gripped and hooked and wondering. Okay. Okay. And then there's a little, try to figure out how to, because then we gonna just draw our basic shapes and then we clean things up if it's too big, if it's not big enough. That's a little weird looking here. What's wrong? What are we doing? What's wrong? Let's see. Where were our... Like, I know I'm in the right direction, but something looks really wrong. And I thought about just leaving Mike feetless. You know, just putting little things here and there that just kind of indicate the jokes. What am I doing wrong here? I mean, I don't have to because of the fact that yeah, something's wrong. Why is this the hard part? And just give him a little stump. Because the desk, because that's the thing too. The desk, let's get a different color here. Let's go back into the blues. His desk will be here. So so this would be his keyboard. All right, and so then the desk would be, if I change the angle a little bit, otherwise the desk would be like right here. So you wouldn't really see his feet anyway. So maybe I should have drawn the desk first. Or at least, you know, kind of sketch that out a little bit. Just make sure if you leave him feetless, you put wraps on his legs. That would be hilarious. All right, let me get this rough sketch out first of his desk. Probably should have, like I said, probably should have done that first. But oops. Well, okay. Hello. There's this one tool that I'm thinking about getting for my iPad. It's this little box. It's only about yay big. And it has a bunch of like buttons and dials and things like that on it. And it's meant to be for people like me who do digital artwork and you have to kind of push buttons constantly. So for me to have to stop, go up here, push this, do this, it's supposed to rule that out so that as I draw, all I have to do is manipulate the surface area of the controller over here so that it increases the speed of productivity, make things more efficient. I'm thinking of looking into getting one of those. Yeah. Just put an artificial foot on the floor behind him. I thought about that. I don't want to put too many different things. I think the wraps on the feet would make sense. You know, it's going to be kind of like that subtle, you know, if you know, you know. Oh, I totally drew his desk. Like, why is his keyboard hovering? Like, it's so stupid, Tabitha. Whatever, it's fine. Let's give Mike some really cool tech here. Let's get an idea. Let's give him a nice big computer screen. What are these guys? What do theirs look like? Everything's really flat, and that kind of isn't fun. So hang on. So it's like... so that's like that. That's a little tall. Would need to be. A MIDI controller. Yeah, it's a little box, and it's got a little thing, little buttons everywhere. There's so much lore surrounding Meek. There's no way to fit it all in one. No, there's not. There's not. That's why I thought if I left him, if I left him legless or footless, excuse me, if I made him footless, if I had a thing of cake on the floor, that would help. So this is looking good, except for the fact that I have to raise up the desk. It's not a problem. Actually, let me do that. I can always. There we go. That looks pretty good. And let me get rid of this keyboard here and put it on actually put it on the desk so it's not hovering. And then I'm actually going to let's see. I wonder if does that look like keys? Something like that. Yeah, something like this. It would make it easier back in the day to have that little thing, but we don't live in that time frame anymore. So there's that. We'll just make the cord just kind of go over this way. I don't like that. Bucket of KFC would be a good touch on the floor. Does he talk about that a lot? Or is it just because he's black? Are you just saying that because of that? Like a stereotype? Because it's so interesting because I don't understand necessarily that stereotype to a degree. Because I'm telling you what, I've met so many white people that love chicken. Like chicken is my favorite. Fried chicken. Like why is it got to be a black thing? You know what I'm saying? Like who doesn't love fried chicken? Just saying. Just saying. Anyway. This is hilarious. Okay, let's go. So we got this. This is going well. Man, fried chicken sounds really good right now. Thanks. It's fantastic. Exactly. Everyone loves fried chicken. It's on my mind. He has the songs, right? He does. I love when he does, like somebody will donate or whatever, and he's just like dancing. Oh my word. Okay. So I think that's all. I don't want to put too much, I don't want to put like a beverage on his desk or anything. I don't really know. Grease in muscle. I know, we're all hungry. I haven't even had breakfast yet. I need to make my smoothie. I'm trying to be healthy. Make my smoothie. Not that eating food is unhealthy, but it's more of like just moderating my intake. So that I'm preparing for Thanksgiving. That's what I'm doing. I'm moderating my intake. Exactly. Fried chicken like a fool. Go eat. I will. Don't worry. I'm on a roll now. You don't understand. Artists, we will suffer like a fool. Just to get our drawing when we're on a roll. Like literally, there have been moments in my life where I am so out of my body, if you will, so focused in that when I'd be drawing for hours or painting for hours, and then when I stop, all of a sudden my body is like aching, my bladder is screaming, and my stomach is snarling. And I had no idea how bad, how bad my body was in need of a break because you get locked in, you forget everything else, and you just zone in. So, all right, let's get Meek's chair. And I'm going to do this in a purple color, and I'm going to do it on a separate layer. Yeah. We don't eat. What is food? What is food? Starving artist? It's because we make ourselves starving. All right, I need a chair reference. Does Mike have a proper chair? Would it make a difference if he just had a regular chair? All right. Diabetes. And it's meant to be cute, so we benzeros. It looks plush, so that's cool. Mike's intro song is about KFC. Oh, okay. It's because he's black. Sort of. It's all good. I just make the jokes. Sometimes they land, sometimes they don't. All right, so we got ourselves a chair. An epic meek chair. I never seem to catch Mike's show in the beginning, so obviously this is where it all falls apart. Clearly not knowing the lore of the meek. You know what? Let's just not put him on rollers. Let's just make it a stationary chair with like one of those discs. That's what we're doing. Perfect. He looks like he's in kindergarten. Yeah, I know. He looks like he's a toddler in kindergarten having a fit. Like somebody stole his blocks. Look at this picture. It's so cute. I didn't think I'd have this much fun drawing Mike. It's so good. Okay, it's so good. It looks like one of those plastic Fisher Price chairs. Okay, so we got the chair, we got all that stuff. So we've got the primary, because I have to remember that the words go here and then they're going to go here. So, or at least that's so far in my mind. Okay, epic meek. And then we got to go back and revisit his feet. Do we want... So what if I just made him... Whoops. Great. Now that I've been made aware that I'm hungry, I'm like hungry like a hippo. Here we go. So what if we did that? And then we just kind of had some nubs, right? And it'll be a subtle thing. Like it's just a joke between you and me kind of situation here. And I'll put some Band-Aids, on it. It's terrible. Just kind of like a little Band-Aid. The piece is like shriveling off. Poor Mike. Oh my gosh. If only the internet, he knew. Well, he does know. He knows that the internet loves him. There we go. So it's not the main thing, right? It's not the main thing, but it's just part of the story. Hungry like a fool. I am hungry like a fool. That one's not quite as cute. Here, we got to get it stylish. Like it's blown in the wind. There we go. Okay, we have a successful... Oh my gosh, I look like I have a comb over. We have a very successful epic meek right here. I'm so happy with it. Yeah, AI has gotten a lot better. I know somebody gave me the link to an AI music maker thingy, and what's sad is like I've thought to myself, because we all know Tabitha's thoughts on AI, and I've looked on Fiverr and things like that. And not everybody, but even like with Etsy and stuff like that, what's really sad is just that this is how the world is, and there's no changing it. But it's like, I do kind of get it where it's like the argument, well, everybody's using it. I 100% agree that you should try to hire real people, but what's happening now is that because AI has gotten so good at creating however you want to mishmashing things together, that people are using AI to create, like you could hire somebody to make you an intro song and it's AI and you won't know. For me, AI music is a lot harder to detect than artwork. Artwork, you can see it, with AI. Maybe it's because I'm not necessarily a magician, where maybe somebody like Dan Vask and other people, some of my friends who are classically trained and professionally trained might be able to hear certain nuances that I'm not attuned to because that's not my niche, right? And I will say that it just seems like it's really difficult to hear it. I know, but you know the thing is we don't even realize that we're using it. When you Google, the first things that pop up, it's AI. You got to be careful too. You can't believe everything that you read on Google because it's changing. Filters on your cameras and filters on your phones, and we're using AI a lot more than we are ready to admit because we're like, well, I'm not making pictures, I'm not making music, I create my own clip art and whatever, and it's like your clip art is probably AI generated too. And like I said, we really don't realize how much AI we've already been using before AI made this grand appearance. Well, I mean, that's what Abraham Lincoln said, you know. So, I mean, if he said it, AI music when you hear it, you might be more inclined. I can sort of hear it, but it's getting pretty good. There are some I've heard some bits of music that um they even included the breathing. When singers say, "Give me kicks to cover these ghosts." Okay, they actually will incorporate the breathing. And that's the part that I was listening for because it's like, well, and it's like, oh, they went there. It went there. Yeah, there's a big conversations happening right now in the music industry and how distributors are abusing content and artists. It's rough out there. So it's like, trying to find I want to say the middle ground because I don't think unless you're Amish, you're going to be using AI. When you talk to again, when you search the internet, whenever you search the internet, you're using AI. When you are chatting with customer service, you're interacting with AI. You can't get away from it unless you live without technology. It's just how it is. Someone asked if my voice was AI on a video of mine, and if so, it was the best AI voice they ever heard. Took it as yeah. You sounded you you sounded fake. You sound so, how do I word that? You sounded so fake. You sounded real. Real Steven TV. Is that how that works? I know the same thing. I know Krista was telling me that on her videos, people thought her voice was AI. And it's like, nope, some of us are still real. And that's like a story that writes it in and of itself where it's like, hey, this person sounds real. Yeah, but it's just a computer. And then you finally meet them in the post-apocalyptic world. And you're like, oh my gosh, I thought you were a computer this whole time. You sound so real. I'm like, that's because I am. Uh, anything that uses a random number generator is technically using a basic format. Exactly. 100%. We've been using AI for decades. It just was never labeled as AI. People always think Johnny is AI. Don't you? Is he real? Is Alasia even real? I've never met her in person. How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? What do you think of my epic mic, Alasia? Spot on? All right. So we've got that. So then now it's time to add in all the other things. Oh, okay. So Mando has met Alasia, and so she therefore claims that she is real. I have met Untamed Mando, and I know Mando is real. So, based off of that, we can then properly deduce she's real. Some of you in the chat have met me, and you know that I'm real, but I guess until all of us have met each other, we'll never truly know who's real and who's not. We wish Benology was AI so we could explain his takes. Oh, I don't know much about Benology. I've heard his name in the whispers, though. Oh, that's right. Spitting lemonade on Dr. Well, you said someone. It was, wasn't it Dr. Rachel? On Maria is AI. That's how she won. 100%. I've never met Maria. We don't know that Maria. Oh, let me show you guys something. For any possible haters out there, who might say that Tabitha, you just do digital, you're contributing to the AI problem and whatever, and you're not like a real artist. Not that anybody's ever come in and said that, but for the record, if anybody ever does, I would like to produce to you my skill set on tangible medium. Not that I really want to show you. Hang on, I can't see. Maria's face is in my way. There we go. But I lost a challenge. I lost a challenge on Golf with Your Friends, and my punishment was that I had to draw whatever Maria wanted me to draw in whatever medium. And so she chose her as the #1 golfing champion on Golf with Your Friends in alcohol markers. So, yes, I can draw in the real world. I don't solely rely on the digital. I can draw. I drew this by hand and I colored it by hand, regretfully, but there you go. And it did. It turned out really good. I think you can tell it's Maria. I think I got her eyebrows, her eye, and her nose right. Like, it was super fun. Have to see if she wants this, because I don't want this filth in my home. I don't want to have to acknowledge the fact that Maria beat me 3 times in a row. I've met you and I'm still not sure you're real. Oh, okay. Want to make sure. Wait, what? Yeah. Dr. Rachel. Yeah, she spit lemonade on her. Yeah. Okay. What time is it? 1:30? Not what time is it, but like how much time I've spent. Okay. So we're coming right along. I do wonder if Meek over here, if he should be bigger, because he will be really big right here. You're abandoning me for Danny? That's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's totally fine. Did I check my phone? I did, Mando. And I will respond appropriately. I kind of have to check my schedule. Well, you do have mom brain, so maybe you did do it and you just don't remember. Right? Mom brain, mom fog, whatever they call it, brain fog. But I don't know. I feel like if I have Mike too big here, it's not right. So I want to be able to put the clothing over in the corner. I want to put the cake on the floor, and I got to make sure I have the room for whoops. Got to make sure I have the room for the words and stuff. We can always readjust. So that's why I'm not going to ink this process just yet. Let me get rid of this. I'm not going to ink the process just yet because I need to make sure that everything else is where it needs to be. So like here we'll make a cake. Honestly, I got so incredibly sick in Florida for that meetup. I hardly remember anything. Oh, that's terrible. All right, so let's see. The cake is a lie. And then let's see, there's nice big slice taken out. Wait, I think I've messed up how cake is supposed to look. It's like a wheel of cheese, basically. We'll clean that up, but at least get the general idea. Right? That's kind of how cake looks. Oops. I know Sevi sent me the link for like an AI music thingy that she uses for her streams. I have thought about using it. I have given it the thought. And it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I can see it's fun. I think if I had like some musically inclined friends, it would be really cool to hire them and do that and have it personalized and everything like that. The plate's not the right way. I think it would be fun. So if you see me here using it, being a hypocrite, Like I said, I'm against AI on general principle, but at the same time, I get it. I get it, you know. We can't run away from it. It's going to be there. So it's like, you know, how can you use it in a way that I guess best serves you or something? I don't know. Like you hiring me. You can always hire me to create your art piece, but like I get it. I get it. Not, you know, why do it if you can do it for free? But that there is something to be said about that touch of the human experience. We all know that. We all know that. So oops. I made the best first impression on that whole table. Mando makes great first impressions. Is it your spooky song troll, I troll AI? Somebody I had like it was made for me. So surely using the AI. So then it's like, okay, can I tailor make something, you know? It's how do I make sure that this looks like cake and not cheese? Well, you know, Danny says that you're gonna come at her because you guys are streaming at the same time. She knows what she did. Sprinkles? Yeah, we could do sprinkles and then yeah. Of course, once the color's on here, it'll make a difference, but there we go. Oh, we gotta put some little crummies. Maybe some little crumbs on the floor. Ah, and you know what? Forks are hard to draw. Of course, this is a Triton. It's not really technically a fork. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Help me visualize and the grand places I want to convey in my stories, but I always think how I can make them better and tailored to what. Yeah. Yeah. No, you know, transparency here. I have used AI, an AI generator to try to find a pose that I couldn't find online, because this is the sad reality too, is like looking online for references, like real references, is really difficult because I see it and I can tell they're all AI generated prompts. So I try to blend that with human. So because I do chibis, right? So, you know, they're caricatures, but so what I do is that I try to find real humans posing and then blend it with maybe a chibi either thing that I have prompted or that I find on the internet and merge it, because I'm trying, even though I'm doing caricatures, I'm trying to make it at least somewhat realistic. This is the problem with relying on AI generated images as references. Igor, I heard him talking about that with Maria at one point, where and it's so true. I agree. It's like you got to be careful with using AI as a drawing reference, at least when it comes to humans, especially when it comes to humans and animals, because AI doesn't do it right. They'll put abs, like extra abs, or they'll put, you know, these muscles here on the side are, they'll put them in the wrong spot. The arm muscles are in the wrong spot, or they're too many and things like that. And so it teaches people that inaccuracy is fine as long as it looks good enough. And so just having to be careful with that and doing a proper study. So that's like when I see, fortunately, I'm still of the generation where I studied, you know, human anatomy, you know, before you know, seeing all these different things. So when I see AI generated images, that's why I showed you guys that fake Lara Croft one that somebody was selling. And it's like, what's wrong with this picture? It's surface level beautiful. But then all of a sudden you start looking closer and you're like, well, a woman's thighs wouldn't be right there, and what is wrong with her torso, and her breasts are in the wrong spot, all this kind of stuff. And so fortunately I have the knowledge, the at least the good foundation of what human anatomy should look like, so that when I see the prompts I'm like, okay, well, I can use this in a general sense, but this is wrong, and then I'll correct it, because that's super important. It's rough. I did see that recently, because artists used to go to Pinterest for references, used to all the time, but then everything on Pinterest was AI generated. They have now turned on a thing, or have an option available that you can turn off AI. So we might see the rise of real references again over on Pinterest. I deleted my Pinterest. I had it for years, and I finally deleted it because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Everything was superficial AI, like the bad kind, like nothing looked real. Everything was high octane. It was just terrible. And so now they have that turned off, or have a feature where you can turn that off. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I can go back to doing, that. Contributed to real artists by commissioning some pieces at a con over the weekend. And yes, I will be commissioning something. Oh, procrastinators unite tomorrow. Those muscles on the side are the lats. Thank you. Part of the back muscles that poke out on the sides when they get big enough. Yeah, exactly. So it's important to know that they don't just go when you first start drawing, you can do that because you're learning. There's a lot of muscle tone and everything that you got to figure out. But if you're starting out on your drawing journey and you're using AI for your references, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and then your art's going to look weird, and people might be less inclined. I don't know. The future generations, we're going to be trained to just accept inaccuracy as good, right? And we're just going to accept it because we're going to be trained on that. The future generations are going to be trained on that, unfortunately. So they're just going to be so enamored by the beauty that they're not going to see the actuality and the reality of something. And so there's that, but highly recommend that people study humans first, no matter what you're doing. If you could even do cartoons, but you need to have a basic understanding of human anatomy for drawing these people, just like Mike with his feet here and the fact that they're missing. All right. So we've got that. I do want to, let's see. Well, no, I do want to have, the coat hangers. Over here to the side. And I don't want to get too lost in these details where it's like, what kind of clothing is hanging in Mike's closet, But what would be hanging in Mike's closet? Dead cats? Oh, whoops. That part needs to be there. Oh, wait, I'm messing up. That's what it is. I went the wrong way. It's the same thing with lighting and whatever like that. If you rely on AI prompts, you're going to mess up. You could use it as a general reference, but if you don't have an understanding of how the world works, your art is going to look terrible. It's not going to look, again, you could make it beautiful, doesn't make it good, because it'll mess up. I remember watching somebody talking about, art prompts and things like that. They're like, look how beautiful this is and all this kind of stuff. And like all of us artists are looking at it in the chat. And we're like, the lighting isn't even right. She's literally got the sun coming from behind her, but she's fully lit in the front. And you can make the argument that she's standing in front of a light. It was a picture of Supergirl. And it's like, the lighting is all wrong. It's 100% incorrect. Like, what are you going to do? Hello, One Punch Man Tolkien fan, Culture Cassiel. Oh, is that Culture Casino? Hello there. Welcome in. Hi. Just a bunch of furry suits. No, should I put just a bunch of onesies inside of Mike's closet? Thank you, Culture Casino. How are you? He's a good man over there doing God's work on the internet. I think I should I don't want to, again, I don't want to get too lost in the details of the creation. I think just having, by the way, welcome in for those that are new. I'm Dreaming Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube. And today we are drawing Epic Mike from Geeks and Gamers and the Epic Universe. Epic Verse. Get it confused with the theme park. Epic Verse. And we're drawing a comic strip based off of an interaction he had with his chat. So just to recap, he was playing a very spooky, scary game, and he was just starting to play it. And the chat was tripping him out and just telling him what a horrible, scary game it was. So it got him a little bit nervous. And so somebody in the chat then said, like, only a loser would play a horror game on normal. So then Mike was like, you know what? You don't scare me. You don't scare me. So then he changed it. Oh, I don't have my reference. Hang on. So then he was like, you don't scare me. He's like, I'm going to play it on Nightmare. How about that? And then somebody paid him $50 to put on a onesie. And so then he put the onesie on and he was like, I'm not scared. You don't scared. Come at me. I'm going to play it on Nightmare mode because I'm a man. And so that's what we're doing. We're highly exaggerating a very, very funny moment on the internet with Epic Mike. Hello, Born in Boston 61 from Culture Casino. Hello, and welcome into the brush hour portion of the morning. We are so glad that you are here. I go live. I try to go live Mondays and Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we hang out in the brush hour. And I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. I think you all are phantasmagorical people, even the people I have not met yet, and the people that I am currently meeting. So, it be what it is. It be what it is. All right. Anyway, so getting back to this, and let me get back to my reference. So we're just cleaning up some stuff right now. I feel like some people, if you're new here and you don't know what I do, and this all sounds really ridiculous, I'm an artist. I do all kinds of crazy nonsense, but lately I've been taking gaming experiences and I'm a chibi artist primarily, and I've been turning these kinds of moments into funny little comic strips. And you can see me playing Escape the Backrooms with my friends Nomi, Sevi, and Moss over here. So Nomi's like, are we gonna just tell Moss about the monster? And Sevi's like, nah, he'll be fine. And we just let him die. And then one of my personal favorites here with me and Joe Rosie playing Split Fiction. And Joe tends to panic. I don't know that we should rely on her in a time of desperate need because she just panics. And so this is one of my personal favorites over here. Joe, get the shields up before the next cosmic blast. And she's just like, but what do I do? And the button was literally right there in front of her. But I do other things. I do fun chibi things. I do commission pieces for other folks and having a great time creating these things for people to use as stickers and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. I feel like you might need more context. Oh wow.
I died.
Well,
guys, I died.
Well, there was a reason we were in the rowboat. Nomi.
How did you die?
Because she went in the water like a fool. What do you think the rowboat was for? Wait. Nomi, did you do it for the science?
I was trying to go get some ice cream.
You could have redeemed yourself and said, guys, I did it for the science, and I would have respected you. But since you did it for ice cream, I can't respect that.
I was going to bring you some.
I'm still not for the science.
Row your boat
gently down the stream.
Man, this thing hurts.
Life is but a dream. So that's some of the things that we do here. On Dreaming Tabitha Live. We do artwork live, and every now and then I'll produce some videos and all of the good stuff. But I also do little fun characters and things like that too. So we're working on it. we're working on it. Hire me. I'll be available in November. Although I've been talking to several people, so maybe I won't be. You gotta reach out soon. Otherwise, I will be like a fool. Like a fool. All right. I don't know. Should I? Something would be kind of fun is if I did have like a shirt or something like that that said like, epic verse. Yeah, be kind of cool. Shout out, but I do kind of wonder if I should just leave it as garment bags. I feel like that again, it gives you the idea of where Mike is without doing too much to fill in the space. Like I don't want it to take away from what's happening. So if I just have a bunch of rows of clothing, it already tells you that Mike's in a closet. That sounds so weird. And then I'm going to probably put like a shelf up here. I don't know what I should put on Mike's shelf though. I think that again kind of creates this idea of an enclosed space. I'm also going to be doing like his background where he has the little foam pads. Again, just trying to make it look like he's in a closet. He's just in a closet, streaming, carrying on with life. I think that would be kind of funny. It's a little bit too long here. Yeah, there we go. I think that would work. So we're just fleshing out some stuff before we get into the coloring phase. Wait, what did I do? I messed up somewhere. Oh yeah, this way, and then it would go this. So it needs to be a little taller. And here we go. It's a very, very small closet. Oh no French maid outfit. We could put a feather duster up there somewhere. But I think that would be, let me clean up some of this stuff here. Appreciate the raid, by the way. Just want to say that again. I think this would be good. If I just was able to kind of fill in some more space. If I zoom back, if you will, zoom out, and then just try to remember how everything's going to go, I think that will make sense because I gotta remember. I might put the cake over here because I was going to have, the words, let me see, where's the reference? I got to make sure I keep that with, what was it? So, you know what? I'm not scared. That's what he was going to say. So let me get this. And we're going to switch this out. Let me make this a little bigger. Not too big. You know what? You know what? I'm not. And then I put it over there. Oops. You know what? I'm not scared. Because your eye has to follow a certain kind of line. So hopefully, we're reading this, and then it will go this way, this way, this way before it bounces and goes this way. This is the pattern that I'm trying to follow. So hopefully that works out. What I might also do is then like take this word here and bump it up a little bit. Let me get rid of this really quickly. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this, get rid of this. And then we're going to get this one. Do that. I'm going to get rid of this. Here we go. Put this back up here. All right. So then what I'm probably going to do is like a bigger bubble and maybe put it in between here so that it definitely will move your eye over to the next panel before dropping down. I think this would be the way that I need to go. So I'll move the cake over because there's too much happening in that corner, and it would kind of fill in some more space over in this general area right here. So I think that would work. I think this kind of is it sounds terrible, but like in the joke sense, I think that this is demeaning enough for Mike. Like the fact that we've got the cake, we put him in a closet, we took off his foot. I think that will work. I think that will be funny. I think he would get a kick out of it. That's the balance too, is like, I don't want this to be insulting. I want this to be humorous. So, just trying to, I know Mike has a great sense of humor. So I think I might make feel like maybe this might need some more. Yeah, there we go. Let's fill in the space, because otherwise is he even Epic Mike if his fro isn't dominating the space? But I think this is good enough. If not, I might readjust. Mike's love of cake took off his foot. That's right. And we got to represent. I might put like a picture back here and that says Epic Verse. I think that would be kind of funny. But I know that technically it's over on this, portion of the wall. But, just if not, or maybe actually, because again, I don't want things to take away from the moment. So I think I might just put a sticker of it here with his logo. And just kind of like this random sticker that's kind of sticking there. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if he needs like a rug. Just something to make sure it ties the room together and everything like that. But I like it. I like that I like the route that we're going in. Epic Verse needs to be upside down. Mike said it's spookier. Oh, that's right. He did turn it upside down for some weird reason. Yes. Thank you. Hang on. So that way I don't forget. Thank you, fantastic. Epic Verse. And I don't know. I can't remember exactly how the logo looks. Something like this. We'll just pretend like that's the thing. And then we'll take it kind of, just kind of, slap it on there somewhere obscure. I think that would be a lot of fun. So this is, hang on, let me just go and change it back. So this is our, so far, this is what we have in our comic strip, slow going, but actually I think I did this pretty quickly, having never drawn Mike before. So I think this is good. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. You did. Every now and then, except for tech advice. Fantastic offers some pretty good little things to do. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for letting me just kind of pour out a little bit earlier and just kind of explain where life has been lately. And, going forward, like, life has forever been changed. My life will never be the same since Saturday, but it has always been, it's always onward and upwards climb, and life takes you different directions that you didn't expect. And, we're only here for a moment. We're only here for a moment in time, and just keep going. And I appreciate the support and everything like that, knowing that I will tell you, it's like one of those things, like knowing that I have a channel gives me something that kind of takes my mind off of the situation and kind of pushes me forward. I don't want to say it forces me to do it, but it's more of like, okay, well, there is this, and I have a community, and I provide services for people and all that kind of stuff. And so, waking up this morning, like choosing to be here, choosing not to just stay in bed and be sad, but choosing to move on with life because I know this person would want me to. Makes all the difference. And I appreciate that. You've got friends here. And I do. And I appreciate that. And I knew. That's why I was like, should I, again, you got to be careful with what you tell people on the internet. But I know a lot of you, and I know you guys are very supportive, and I appreciate that. Life is always new and different. It's how you handle it that matters. Right on. That's this one lady I met at the hospital when my loved one was undergoing some stuff. She was so neat. This old nurse. She's kind of a hippie nurse, or I don't know what she was, biker nurse, something like that. Frail, skinny woman. But she would always respond with "right on." You could be like, "Man, life's pretty good. I enjoy this, that, and the third." And she'd be like, "Right on." And I just got to talking to her, and I just found her fascinating. And I said, "What's some good life advice? What's your best life advice?" And she kind of thought to herself for a second, and then she was like, everything in life is out of your control. She's like, you can't control your finances. You can't control life and death. You can't control, you can't control the weather, all these different things. She's like, nothing is in your control when it comes to life. She said, but except for one thing, the only thing that you can control is your attitude. And I told her, I was like, right on. And that was good. And I told her, I said, so what you're saying is Captain Jack Sparrow was right. The problem really isn't the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. And she's like, yep. So there's nothing in life you can control, but it's how you respond. And is the only thing that you can control. And I try to remember that because I want to make sure that I don't focus on the negative. I know in times like this, you'd be like, oh, what's the positive? The positive is that my loved one is no longer suffering. The positive is I no longer have to worry. I don't have to sit here every day wondering, is today the day? Because it's been that way for a year. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but it's an inner turmoil. It's an inner hell, wondering if every day you're going to get a text message saying they're gone. So while I wish that person was still with me today, as they were very important in my life, I tell you what, the relief of knowing it's over is its own blessing. And knowing that that person is not suffering anymore and with Jesus, and I'm going to see him again, as this person always said, it's all good. Thank you, Alasia, for the super sticker, the rose. So pretty. Give people their flowers while they're still with us. Yes, with my aunt, every day is just a zoned out fog of stress. It is. And you kind of have to pretend like nothing matters. You have to kind of pretend like everything's okay and I'm happy and everything like that. And like I said, there will definitely be moments of distress. We're coming into the holidays. This person was a significant part of my life when it came to the holidays. So I know there's going to be patches of roughness, but I remind myself that that's normal. That's normal. I'm not special when it comes to that. I might be special in other areas, but when it comes to life and the loss and the grieving, I'm not special. I don't need to look at myself like I need special treatment just because a normal thing in life happened. And I can just rest assured knowing that I will see this person again and that my life is so much better for having that person in it. And so thankful. So thankful for Jesus. So thankful for Jesus and my family. So thankful for all of them. But we are going to end on a happy, happy note. Yeah. That's probably the part that scares me the most. But I'm okay. I'm going to be okay because it's all good. Appreciate everybody. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. And just because I care, I'm supposed to save this for the 20s, but just because I care, I'll see you guys.
You are so